105. Desonato and Kevin will be joining us momentarily. Um, it is a lovely Tuesday evening once again. A little cooler, I think, than most of the other Tuesday evenings we've had. Adam, can you agree with that? Is it a little cooler than it is normally, or is it still boiling hot for you?
No, it's cooler.
All right.
I have an AC now. I don't care what the temp is outside.
Oh, that
Nice.
is true. I forgot about that. You did have that. I forgot.
Nice.
I forgot about that. Gentlemen, how are we all doing tonight? How's everybody feeling?
Nice.
Good. I could start something, but I don't think I can start it until 12 o'clock. Adam knows exactly what I can start.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No,
Exactly, you do.
I don't. I can't. Nothing
Nice.
sprang to mind. Oh, okay. Now I got it. Yeah, no, you can't. You can't start
Yeah,
that
no,
now.
I can't.
Well, unless
Kevin,
you're talking about a gun. You're cocking a gun, you know?
I mean, sure, yeah. Nice guy for a
Of a
gun.
gun. Yeah.
Kevin, how you doing tonight?
Yeah.
Eh? Okay, I'll take it. Adam, how you feeling?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, in normal fashion. Gentlemen, what did we all do last week? I'm sure we all had eventful weeks. Anybody want to start us off? Destinato, thank you for volunteering. Go ahead.
Hold on. I seem to have. Oh.
You take the door?
I see. I dropped my controller. And I seem to have broken the door.
Oh, you broke that. Oh my god, you broke everything.
And then,
Yeah.
and then
It's alright. We'll fix it.
yeah. So,
All right. Well, while they're repairing the door, Kevin, do you want to tell me what you played last week? I'm pretty sure I could take a guess, but if you want to let me know, please tell me.
Oh, go ahead. You got this.
So I think Kevin played a little game called Train Simulator 2022. Euro Train Simulator to be exact. Right? Am I on the money, Kevin?
No.
Oh, damn. Kevin, what did you play last week? What'd you do?
I played Destiny 2
Anything
and more
else?
multiverses. That was it.
Did you play? I think I played like one or two matches without you. It just wasn't as fun. How was multiverses without me? Were you winning more
I
matches
didn't
because
play
I
it.
suck?
Didn't play it without you. I played it with you.
Did we play last week? Was that last week?
Yes, we did, my man.
Oh my god,
It
my
was either
memory is
right
going.
after the podcast or was it the day after, something like that.
I think it was actually right after the podcast. My brain is, I'm getting old. Oh my god, my brain is going. Yeah, I think we did actually play after the podcast, and then that was the last time we had multiverses. Okay, cool. Desonado, what'd you play?
um,
Uh-huh.
uh,
Desonado, you played something that is very important. I would think that's the first thing that comes out of your mouth.
You beat a game.
Oh my god.
oh yes. Okay, I went back to Horizon Zero Dawn,
Oh my god.
I think it sucks.
and
Why?
I played for a few hours the one day, then I played for a few hours the next day, and what do you know? I beat the game.
Congratulations, you have finally joined the club of Horizon Zero Dawn completion.
Yeah, it was quite the ending. Not what I was expecting.
Mm-hmm. What was
Some
the most
cool boss
shocking?
battles towards the end.
What's your opinion on the boss battle? Tell us what you thought of that.
They were pretty challenging. I thought the Deathbringer at the end was. I feel like they could have maybe introduced like a new boss enemy. But I guess the fight's different when you don't have that giant uh launcher thing that was sucking up. I don't know what the ammo was. Right before when you were defending the town outside.
Oh, what was the ammo for
There's
that?
this big, yeah, there's this big launcher you can like suck in. I forgot what they were. I don't know if they were actual like small bombs, and you shoot it out 6 at a time.
Isn't it like a disc thing?
I think they were loading it like from one of those one of the disc launchers on a bless you,
What?
Paul.
Bless, Jesus.
It was a disc launcher they got off of a oh god, why am I blanking on the machine's name?
An ancient.
No, oh, what's the Tyrannosaurus Rex again?
Nobody
A
tells
Thunderjaw. Oh god, I was like,
No,
I
it was
can't.
Thunderjaw.
I couldn't remember. I think they got those off the Thunderjaws, and then basically they every time you drop it. So if it got emptied, every time you drop it, they'd refill the ammo for you, and then just go get it and you pick it back up and use it again. That's what it was. It was that or a Ravager cannon, one of the two. But I think it was a
Probably
disc
the
launcher.
cannon thing, because this thing was like you just hold it and you suck in all the ammo and you shoot it out and you keep doing that over and over. And there was like 4 of
it's an
them.
ancient machine weapon.
Okay.
The ending.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, because there's
Yeah,
like 4
that
spots of
sequence
them,
is pretty cool.
and you like move from one spot to another, like taking
Yeah.
out shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
during the
died a bunch of
siege.
times there. It was decently difficult because they kept throwing different machines at you, and you'd have to switch spots, otherwise you're definitely gonna die. And you'd have to go run out and pick up the health when you can as well with Lance. But yeah, that was pretty fun. Nice conclusion to that part of the story, at least.
What do you think of the post credit? Would I
Yeah, that
call it a
was
post credit?
good.
It was still an ending. I don't think it was a post credit. Sorry, not a post credit. Just
Yeah, there's a post credit.
With Mr. Silence.
Yeah. What'd you think?
Yeah, pretty crazy considering he's like helping you the entire game figure
I
out your
mean,
past and who you are and what you're doing there and why you're doing all that, and
That's
he's
the
a piece of
thing, though.
garbage.
Is he helping you or is he using you?
Nah, he's a
is
piece
he
of
helping
garbage.
himself?
Yeah,
Can't wait
he's
to stick a
using
spear
you,
in.
which is helping you, and also kind of helping himself. I mean, mostly he's using you to help himself. It's
Hmm.
just silence,
Can't wait
just
to
who
just
he is.
stab him with a giant spear and hang him somewhere.
He's a
Love
good
it.
guy. Kinda,
I hate him.
yeah, I know.
I hate him. I
Well,
despise him.
I kind of like the character because he's voiced by Lance Reddick,
Yeah.
and that guy's voice is crazy, and he plays Wesker. And as I mentioned before, he carried the Resident Evil show. But
What are you talking about?
yeah.
You had 2 mothers. Like, fantastic line delivered by that guy.
Yeah.
Also, how
Now,
sarcastic he is to Aloy, and how Aloy is so sarcastic to him.
now, question is,
Yeah.
you've beaten Zero Dawn. Have you installed Forbidden West on your console yet?
Not yet.
And now, why haven't you done this yet? Is my question.
I wouldn't say you have to rush into Forbidden West.
That's a funny joke, Adam. That's a great joke you gave me right there. I appreciate the humor.
Well,
and
no,
the
what I was
comedy right
saying
there.
last podcast was he doesn't have to rush in. I don't want him to rush into these games and just play them because we want him to play them. I want him to enjoy them. Like, I'd
Well, the
highly
fact that
recommend Forbidden West, but, like, I'd recommend playing God of War because that's where the conversation's going to be in a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure. Yeah, he could do that, but then he's like right off the cliffhanger of
Yeah, but I'm not going to give
Zero
him...
Dawn.
We're doing a God of War spoiler cast. Like, I know Kevin doesn't care. Like, we're going to talk about stuff, Genesis and I, before the game comes out. We're going to make predictions before that game comes out. Like, there ain't no way we're not. Like, it's going to be a topic that I at least have.
So then, Desonoto, you better get started on playing God of War next.
When was that coming out again?
November 9th.
Oh, that's plenty of time.
Okay.
The week of
Yeah.
November 9th, he's going to be like, when's God of War coming out? And we're going to be like, 1 day from now. It comes out on Wednesday. What's wrong with you?
Like,
It comes out tomorrow.
that's plenty of time. I can play God of War and finish it by night tomorrow.
And how long is that, the first one?
You can get through it in about 40 hours.
Oh, that is kind of long. But...
I mean, if you rush through and know where you're going, you can definitely do it in half the time.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna know where you're going.
Not at all. Yeah, absolutely.
No, yeah, I typically don't rush through.
And if you play like Genesis does, it's going to take you longer than 40.
I think my first playthrough was like about 55 hours. I think my first one was.
Yeah, it was somewhere around there. I think you were like 52, 53, somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Because my first playthrough, I was like 36. But I play games like an insane man.
Mm-hmm.
Like with Last of Us Part 2.
Next.
With Last of Us Part 2. Yeah, I just need to know. So I beat that game in like 29 hours or something like that.
Oh, I think it took 30-something.
Yeah, I did it in 2 sittings, and I was like, I just needed to know. Genesis was on, and I was like, I gotta get through this. And then the next day he was on, and I was like, I just beat it. And he was like, what? You literally just got it.
Yeah, it took a whole week, I think.
Yeah.
See,
I mean, so did I, but I waited
5 to 6 hours each day.
Kevin made fun of my TV.
Oh.
What TV did you have at the time?
I remember I had like a 720p LCD.
Oh, gosh.
So then I ordered my 4K TV, but then my 4K TV got delayed.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, and it was right. Yeah, I remember.
And I refused to start Last of Us Part 2 until I got my 4K TV.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was delayed by like 2 days. So I just stared at the Ellie edition. And I was like,
it's a good choice.
Yeah, I honestly think it was definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Looking back,
and I beat it before all of you.
Yeah, you started after all of us, and you beat it before all of
us. I literally started on Friday and beat it Saturday.
Well,
looking back on it, I wish I got an Ellie edition or a collector's edition, because I would like to have that, but I didn't.
Coming back in stock here and there, and
was it? But the collector's was missing the Oh no, that was
missing the backpack.
I thought that was during that time it was coming back in stock. That's what you mean? Okay.
No,
so
I think recently too. It popped in somewhere.
That was Horizon's collector's edition. I thought that I saw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not Last of Us. I'm like, that would not come back in stock at this point in time. My downfall in gaming is just how long I take to beat games. I mean, I just take too long. I get too distracted with everything. Every single thing, I'm like, ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? That's my problem.
That's how it was with Part 2.
I'll do that
That's
later.
Why it took so long.
I'll do that on my second
I literally
playthrough.
tried to look into every corner of the map. And I still didn't get that trophy for exploring what's that town called? I was just watching Kendrick play it last night with Ali and Dina exploring town. Anybody remember the name?
I don't remember the name.
Oh, okay. Well,
no, I don't remember the name at all.
Well,
anything else?
That was another thing I was doing. My friend Kendrick started Part 2 after so long. He just never got to starting it, so I made him start it finally, like a few days ago, and I've been watching him play. And
crazy to see that somebody's playing that for the first time in 2022.
Just watching that scene. Watching all the scenes replay again in front of my face.
Especially the boat scene. Boat scene's the best.
It's just, he didn't get there yet. He's like, where he stop? I think he was right at the end of the. No, he got through that. He was right at the end of the encounter they had, Joel and Ellie in the flashback when they went to the hotel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think it's right around the end of that.
Oh.
part.
That's a tough area.
Yeah, he's about to see that scene too.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
What a game.
Oh.
What a game.
Also, I like how you're forcing other people to play games. Meanwhile, I'm like, let's not force him to play something.
well, because
I tell you.
he loved the first part. He loved one as well, and I don't know. I guess he just I don't know why he never started the second part when everybody else did, but
Yeah, but you'd also love God of War, so.
yeah. We're gonna start that.
Well, whenever you start it, let us know, and we'll talk about it here.
There was one other thing.
What else you do?
I played Ghost Runner today.
Uh-huh.
Went back to that, and I got another platy.
What?
Yeah.
You got the platinum for Ghost Runner?
Yeah, it was like 5 more trophies I think I had to do.
Oh my god.
So I finished that. They were like mostly quick ones. That was like do this.
Is that game hard to get a platinum? I would think it's a difficult platinum. I don't think it's an easy platinum.
Oh, I mean, previous ones that I already got.
What number platinum is that for you? Are you in the double digits finally?
No.
Uh,
Oh, that's 6. This is probably what, 7, I think.
okay. Wow.
Because
That's
I think
impressive.
the last one was the 6th one.
Okay. I'm impressed with that one. That's good.
Yes. Oh no, 6. This was the 6th one.
So Stray was your 5th one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Most of the trophies in the game are from beating like the bosses, and there's a few with collecting the collectibles and the swords.
That was so weird. My headset was weirdly muted, and I kept screaming 6. I'm like, it's 6. And you guys were, I'm pretty sure it's 7. It's 6! And I was like, what? And I felt the button, and I was like, oh, the button, it was in the normal position, and I looked, and it said it was muted. I was like, what? Why? I'm like, it's 6. You got it like around 5 p.m. today. What's going on? You questioned me? Oh my god, I was so upset.
Well, that's congratulations that you got your 6th platinum. That's great. That's awesome. I did not expect that one at all. That's a shocker for me. Did not expect
because
that.
I was so close to being done with it, and I was like, let me just watch a few videos and get through these last like handful of them, because I was super close. So I did that with like the last hour of my work today.
Wow.
Oh, look at that.
And I was scrolling through the rest of my games, and I found a few more that were pretty close, like Last of Us Part 1, Evil Within 2, Astro's Playroom, Demon Souls.
You haven't platinumed Astro's Playroom?
No.
How
What a
is
joy.
Jan was
that?
working on the platinum for that, and I guess he never finished.
What a joy of a game.
That's a great game. Finish that one.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's 78%.
is that the VR one?
No, the one that came with the PS5.
Oh, yeah, that's a joy of a game. What's
Yeah.
the VR one called? I thought that was Playroom.
That was just Astro VR.
I think. Astrobot Rescue Mission. Thank you,
Oh.
Kevin.
What?
I looked at Kevin and I remembered, so I thanked him. I don't know why.
Kevin, I didn't send anything. I was like, what?
He helped.
Right,
He knows.
cool.
He knows what he does.
He knows. He knows. Daddy knows what he does. Awesome.
Last of Us Remastered is 1 trophy away. It's the Firefly Journey.
Oh, multiplayer?
Yeah.
That's a lot of
close.
Some hours, though.
I was so close, and I lost everybody, and I had to restart, and I didn't restart it yet. So
fun fact: back in the PS3 days, when I used to play with some friends, we didn't know you could lose. We all went around and we did the Firefly Journey and the what are the other people called? Hunter. Thank you. We did the Hunter Journey, and then we all just were like, okay, now we start over, I guess. So we just kept restarting them, and then we would like lose like people, but we never actually lost entirely until we were playing with this one dude we met while playing. And he's like, yeah, I just lost all my people and I have to start over. And we were like, what? That's possible? And I'm not saying that we were like really good, because we weren't. And we just somehow never got that unlucky to enter a game to lose, I guess. It was wild. When we found that out, I looked it up because we didn't believe him at first. We were like, you had to really screw something up. And then we looked it up and we're like, damn, we were so close multiple times. And that was the time where it was synced up to Facebook, too. So I was watching my Facebook friends die of diphtheria and, like, starvation. Kevin died of starvation multiple times. And diarrhea in mine. He died of that. It was great. It was great.
Kevin, that's not good. You should get that looked at. Get that checked out. No? Just keep the diarrhea? Okay. No problem.
Yeah, now it's like, if you get a couple 999s on your team, you might win. But if they're on the other team, you're definitely going to lose.
Yeah. Yeah, that multiplayer is a little, it's a little nuts.
I know there's hacking, and there's no reporting system, so they
Yeah,
just stay there.
it got out of hand years ago.
So, yeah, I don't know if I want to ever try it again. Maybe.
Hey,
Maybe someday.
new one comes out, no multiplayer, so no multiplayer trophies.
Yeah.
So, easy plat. Less grounded.
Glad.
Less grounded.
I even did the grounded trophies too.
Never did
Masters.
grounded.
It was interesting, for sure. Definitely interesting.
That was a good Last of Us.
All right, Adam, what'd you do?
Oh God, what didn't I do? I played. Oh God. I tried Mud Runner for the first time, because that's on the PlayStation Extra or Premium or whatever.
Nice.
I played that for
I
played that for 20 minutes, and I was like, "This is not the game for me.
Interesting.
It's too technical." Then I started up Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, and I was like, "Yeah, this is a prettier version of the exact same thing." Except I didn't really care for the animation of getting up, where it's like a glitch now. I thought it was weird, but I got used to it. I played that for like an hour, but I was just messing around. And also, my skills all gone. Did not come back to me. I was never like really good at the game, but I could pull like 150,000 combo on the first level pretty easily. The most I ever did was 65, I think. The other day, so yeah, not great. And then Cam Soda and I, we played We Were Here. We played what?
In the world?
No, we played We Were Here. That
co-op
game.
You played the one that Kevin and I
free
played.
One. Yeah, we played the free one because we didn't buy the other ones. Yeah, we just played it one night. We got the platinum. It's my 129th, I think. Yeah, 129.
Gosh, just trucking along.
But yeah, no, he was just like, hey, you want to play that? It took us, I think, 2.5, 3 hours to do it.
Kevin, how long did it take us to do it? Like 3 hours?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a short one. It's relatively easy. I don't know how to play chess, so there was one part where I was very confused. And Cam Soda is not good at following directions sometimes.
He's too tall. His directions just don't reach him enough.
I don't know. I think he's just. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him sometimes. But we made it through. We survived. We did it. We're like, yeah, that was fun enough. But
would you do the rest of them if you had to?
If they were given to us for free, yeah, probably.
Yeah, for free, I gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not buying those, and neither is he. Because I wouldn't say they're good. Like the one we played, I wouldn't say I enjoyed my time with it. I wouldn't say like, wow, I feel like Cam Soda and we had a great time. I think we would have had a great time no matter what we were playing. It was just, I don't know. I think the game's ugly. The puzzles were either stupid easy or like annoying. It also glitched out on us like 4 times. Um, in the projector room for the chess game, that glitched out a couple times. And then also, if you screw that up and it's really cold, you can't really see anything, and you can't like restart. You have to just kind of wait to die or like quit out of the game and then join up. So that kind of sucked.
I don't remember us going through that. That was a while back. I mean, the first one I think
Yeah.
Kevin and I enjoyed pretty well. The second one I think we enjoyed too. The third one I think it started to taper off for us where we were like, it's okay, it's good, it's fine. We just want to beat it and be done with it now. But the first two I think Kevin and I enjoyed quite a bit when we played that. That was like that. We were trying to do something different and we're like, yeah, let's do this. And we were like, oh man, this
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure like if you like puzzle games and co-op and stuff, then sure you'll like it. But yeah, it's not a game for me, honestly. But easy free platinum. Finally a game off my backlog.
Good.
Still clearing that out, so trying all
Maybe
these
years
games.
before you finish that.
My backlog? Oh, never.
Mm-hmm.
It's constantly growing.
Just adding more stuff to it.
Well, even the things I'm not adding, they're on my wish list on the store.
Oh god.
Until I do add them, and then they will be like
that wish list is getting huge for me too. I looked at it the other day. I'm like, oh my god, I just added like 8 games to the wish list.
So far, I only have like 5, so I'm okay.
And I already
far.
I had quite a bit on there. My god.
But yeah, no, that's all I've played. And then I watched the Sandman. That's on Netflix, based on the Neil Gaiman comic. Kind of DC universe, but not set in the DC universe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on episode 7 of 10. It's amazing. Highly recommend. It's like I was texting Cam Soda because I bought him the graphic novel for a holiday one year, and I was like, yo, these characters are basically playing 4D chess with each other. Like everyone just sounds so smart, and they're all like gods on the edge of a universe. Like it's really interesting, even if you don't like. Again, it's DC kind of, but it's not set in the universe. So, highly recommend to just try it out. The first episode, great acting, like sad at points, very interesting characters, kind of violent in some episodes, some like closet episodes or bottle episodes where you can take episode 6 out of it and watch it all by itself, and you could be like, holy, like this was amazing. Like just not even watch the rest of the show. And then, of course, I said I was mentioning it every week. Better Call Saul was the greatest episode that's ever happened, and it continues to be the greatest episode on television. And that's it.
Are you sure that's all you played?
I think.
Okay. If you think that's all you played, alright then. Cool.
I think so. Is there something else?
So, I played a couple things also last week. First of all, I beat Tales of Arise. Finally platinum the game. 95 hours later, platinum that game. My god, that was a grind and a half. The final challenge that game makes you do is absolutely insane. You basically go through all 4 of the major bosses in the game, one person at a time, no rest, no breaks, no recovery to your characters. So you have to have good recovery items and basically be able to recover a lot of your lost mana or your MP. And then basically you get to another fight where all 4 of them fight you all at once. So you're in this arena where the 4 of them are just tearing your entire party apart. And you have to basically divert your characters to be able to like handle each one of them as you deal damage to all of them. I think the best way to do it is kind of just focus all your attacks on one and try and dodge the attacks of the other ones while you're just focusing all the damage on one dude, and then you basically beat all four of them, and then you fight a hidden secret boss of one of the side characters or party characters' deceased father comes back as like this major level 100 boss, and you fight him, and he's not that bad. It's just everything leading up to him is just insane. They're all level 95 to 100, by the way, so it's not even like you can beat it if you're 80 or 85. You have to be like level 100 to even have a decent shot at this thing. Um, Another secret, like this game had a bunch of secret bosses. Another secret boss was apparently the god of time, Kronos, and you fight him. He was basically my way to farm all the way up to level 100 because there's nothing in the game that gives you that much XP to farm to 100 except for him. And once you get his attack pattern down, that's basically it. I also started another game, Returnal. I started up Returnal for the first time and made my way. I don't know, maybe I'm like, I'd say probably like 10 hours into the game, maybe. A little less probably than that. And haven't died yet. Just gone through the entire game, haven't died once so far. Kevin, I thought you said this game was hard. Haven't died once. Oh, well, you didn't. Okay.
I mean, I did just find yep.
Got through the first boss. First boss is easy. Got through to the second area, that desert area. Game's amazing. It's easy as cake, easy as pie. I don't know if you could sense sarcasm in how I'm talking, Kevin, but if you
No, I
haven't,
can't.
oh yeah, no, I've died a bunch of times already. I've already died like 8 times. I couldn't even beat the damn first boss. I don't. What's his name again?
Carl.
What's his name?
Frike? No,
Shrike?
something like
Shrike?
that.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
and oh my God,
Or
Kevin.
is it Frike? Might be a
Yeah,
P,
I
I
think
don't
I
remember.
think it's Frike.
Jonathan Frakes.
How are
No
you
way.
so good at this game? Because I watch you play,
Because I play
and
bullet hell shooters.
I know, but like, Kevin, you have a knack for this game somehow, and I don't understand how you are moving so quickly. I remember you playing that desert level, and I went in that level. I'm like, how did Kevin manage to live all this way, not die, do
One shot
everything?
that boss.
Oh my God! I was like, what in
I
the
one
world?
shot the second area, the first area, and the second half of the game. I think those are the ones that I one shot. But then beating the entirety of the game, and I mean the entirety of it, I had
Yep,
like 19 deaths.
that's insane. I'm already at halfway to your deaths, and I'm not even into that. I'm not even halfway through the second level yet. I suck. I'm terrible, but I'm taking it step by step. I'm learning. I'm
It's alright.
adapting to how it works.
Good.
Adam could probably tell you I suck at dodging and just dashing all over the place. I'm usually
You've
dashing too
gotten
early.
better. You were dodging only left to right or right to left. You weren't using your 3D space, and also sometimes you do it way too early and just dodge right into things.
Yeah, I was doing that quite a bit.
But
The
you've gotten
sword,
better. It's hard to tell when things are far away and close. I mean, for me,
this
I'm dumb.
the sword is amazing, Kevin. That sword is a lifesaver, especially
That
when you just
sword's a
get up.
piece of shit.
I
Yeah, you
love the
use
sword.
that too much as well.
I hate it.
Really?
Yeah,
I
you
hate it with a
jump to the
burning passion.
flying things with it. Yeah, Kevin,
Yeah.
you would be like, what are you doing? He jumps to the
You can
flying
hit, you
stuff
can
to
nuke that.
stab
That's
him.
fine.
Oh no, they hit the hell out of him. That's most of the time where he's getting little bits of health taken off, and then he dodges into like an enemy shot and dies. He was looking away
Rip.
from things for a long time. Kevin, it's been a journey.
I'll
Uh huh.
reinstall it. I think I have to reinstall it. I don't remember. Just in
Please
co-op.
do. I would love to play co-op. Yeah, because I saw the thing for the co-op. I've already unlocked that. So, there's a
I
lot of
felt
things I
bad.
would like. Well, yeah. There's a lot of things I would like explained in the game because I don't understand how some things work, like the table thing. I don't know why you lie on the table, lose some health. What's the point of that?
The table?
Yeah, it's like the
Well,
The thing
there's
where you
two
lay
of them.
down on?
There's two of them. Um, Crap. How the hell did that work? I remember all this stuff now. It can either have a green light or a red light, I believe. Green light's gonna heal
ha-
you. Red light deals damage to you, but spawns enemies that will drop stuff. If I remember right.
oh, so I'm sacrificing health to be able to get better loot from enemies that I have to kill.
Better's a word that I
Oh,
wouldn't use. Um,
Different.
yeah, we'll go with different. I never used the red tables because I didn't feel they were worth it, but I also rarely used equipment items because I was good enough without them. Um,
yeah. See, I'm not as good as you. I
most of the random equipment items I like never use, and I would just sacrifice them to like random other junk in the game, or I would just use it to use it. But yeah, you'll unlock a lot more of those things as you're playing through the game too. That's
I
another thing to be mindful of. Not everything you can't get everything in the game until you unlock the stuff. So in levels, you should be looking out for cubes.
I did get a cube in the second level already.
Did
Um,
you take it to wherever the hell it needed to go
Not yet. The first
to
level
unlock whatever it is?
I beat the main boss and I got the cube. Second level I have the cube. I just haven't gotten to a place to
No,
put the
no,
cube
I
in
know
yet.
that, but just because you get it, you have to like use it somewhere.
Oh, I I
I
don't know where
thought.
to use it.
Oh wait, maybe not, maybe not. No, no, no. I think you just need to decode it or whatever, right? You scan the
Maybe.
cube and then you get an item out of it. Is that how it worked? I
I
forget.
guess. Yeah, a permanent upgrade item or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, that house scene, very Silent Hills. Very, very Silent Hills for that house scene.
Um, sure.
That
No, no.
that that house scene was, God, I was walking around that. I was like, oh, this they should reclass. The game is scary. I will give you that too. The game is terrifying. They should reclassify that as a horror game, a horror
No.
shooter. Yeah, there's times
Whoa,
I'm
what?
walking. I am. I will
Not
100%
a
admit
horror
that.
game at all. It's
Oh
an
my
action
God, it's
game.
terrifying. Walking through
No.
the goddamn desert and I'm hearing things move all over the place. I'm like, what's happening? What is that? What is the noise?
Uh
Um.
huh. Uh huh. Uh huh.
Oh my God, and you see the dead corpses of yourself and then turn into tentacle monsters, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, that didn't
Um.
work right when I beat the game, so that's all new to me now.
Oh, that didn't happen when you were in. That only happened
No, when the game
afterwards.
released, like half the people who were playing the game, that was broken. I never had to fight myself. There were radio messages that referenced it, but it was never a thing that I could do. And it's
Interesting.
sad because you can get a whole bunch of shit for doing it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
missed
no.
out. I missed out on a bunch
I
of stuff because I
I got a
couldn't do
couple
that.
things. I every time I try and avenge somebody too, I end up dying because the boss that spawns is just too strong.
Oh yeah, no, they're easy.
Yeah, no, I die, Kevin. You have to realize I'm literal trash. I'm
It's
trash.
alright. It's alright. You'll get better.
Yeah, I
Also,
guess.
fun fact, the internet is arguing about if this can be classified as a horror type game. So a lot of people
Um,
are have agreed on the word haunting.
I would agree with that
I would.
classification. It's haunting.
Was it haunting?
Yeah, because it's got like a gross setting.
I
Like
mean,
you walk into this
It's
house,
more
it's kind of
uncanny.
creepy. Like it's
I mean,
just
also
That's
you're
just
it's.
from
just
memory.
I mean, it's
you're
not
seeing a bunch
like
of
it's not a
you're seeing
comedy.
a bunch of dead versions of yourself too, and you're trying to understand how.
Yeah,
There's explanations for that.
yeah, but it starts off. It's not so much. It's not. What genre would you give it, Kevin? Out of curiosity.
An action game.
Yeah,
I would classify it as what? Action sci-fi?
sci-fi.
He's not
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
you're not wrong with the classification. I think adding the horror element.
Maybe you go thriller. I wouldn't go horror
I
though.
I,
There's
I
nothing
like
that I would
thriller.
say is overtly like it's not overtly scary. I wouldn't say it's haunting because I did not get that at all. I was curious for most of the game. I was trying to piece it together. Um,
I like thriller.
I still don't think it's pieced together. DLC didn't really add a whole lot to the storyline either, which is sad.
what did is there DLC you have to pay for, or is that free? Oh, the tower thing, right?
I'm gonna hit you.
Let's all hit him. Team up.
Yeah, the
Get one
tower
good
didn't
hit.
really add a whole lot. I
No,
stopped
no, no,
playing
no.
that.
Adam can't hit me yet because he forgot to mention something.
No, I purposely
Well,
skipped that.
You son of a bitch.
Whoa.
Adam and I played Avengers
Well,
on
I wanted to
PS5.
do a topic on it. That's why I skipped it.
Well, I'm gonna lead into the
Ooh.
topic now, but yeah,
Oh, okay. I
Adam and I
guess we're
played
going
Avengers.
first.
We also played Avengers. We played a couple of missions in Avengers. I think one short one, a long one, and a short one. That's basically the gist of what we played. I played as Thor and Iron Man, and he played as Hulk and Black Panther. But it'll be interesting to hear our
Yeah, it's not
analysis
gonna be.
of
It's
what.
not a long topic, I would
It's not
imagine.
long, but it'll be interesting to hear what our analysis and how different our analysis of this game. Adam, if you want to go first, go ahead.
Are we really jumping into this already, or did
Yeah.
Kevin want to talk about his board game review thing, or?
Do you want to go first, Kevin?
I don't matter ordering me.
Well, we can make this short. We can get this out of the way, honestly. Also,
Go
it's
ahead.
not really worth the time, because that's my main takeaway of this game. Avengers is not a bad game. Avengers is not a good game. It's a middling game. And I expected to come back to this and either hate it or go, wow, they really improved it. And I didn't do either. And it's just so disappointing because the game launched at the height of Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this is what they put out? Like, okay, so Hulk in the beta was fun, but like the combat sucked in the beta. Like it just was not where it should have been. In this, the combat was slightly improved. It's just not a game for the Hulk. Like I don't know who's maining the Hulk in that game, but it's so stupid how you're getting punched by something 1/5. This is a human enemy. Why is this happening? Like it makes no sense to me. As Black Panther, it felt a little bit better, but it also just felt like he felt like Captain America in the beta, but at the same time, it never felt good. I never felt like I was the Black Panther. I felt like I was a thinner character in this Avengers game, like a combat person. Like I hate saying this, but everyone totally did it in 2018. But in Spider-Man, you felt like you were Spider-Man, which is so stupid. But when you played the game, you're like, yeah, I see why. Like you would swing, you'd fight, you're like, I'm Spider-Man. In the Arkham games, I'm Batman. Like in Ghost of Tsushima, you're like, I'm Samurai Batman. Like you feel like a character. In this game, it just feels like you're just smashing buttons. And I know there's people who are like, oh, the combat is actually more in depth. It might be, but at the same time, what's the difference between this character and that character if the combo you're going to do is going to do almost the exact same thing with a couple different animations? Like, it just felt so unrewarding and so middling. And I was almost, right afterwards, after we played, what, 3, 4 missions? I don't even remember.
Like 3 missions.
One of them was stupid short. Like so stupid. We finished it in 3 minutes. And Genesis was like, yeah, I had it set to easy. So we set it to hard. We finished it in 3 minutes. It was literally like walk down a hallway, turn a corner, walk down a hallway, and you fight like people. And a lot of this is just hallways as well. So the environment's much prettier now, but at the same time, like, I can tell that I'm in a square box, whether it be an actual room or it's clearly a cutout of a city. Like, it just, not at one point did I go, yeah, I'm the Avengers. If this game at the end was like, hey, you're not really the Avengers, you're Kamala in a VR suit, and you're playing as the Avengers, I'd be like, that's a neat twist, I like it. The real Avengers game is coming. But they're clearly not going to do that. Like, it's so disappointing. I was disappointed by a game that I wasn't even looking forward to play. Like, it's so middle ground, which sucks. And that's what Gotham Knights looks like. So, we'll see. Tell me I'm wrong.
When I first picked it up, playing the PS5 version, I felt like the combat was a bit improved. I felt like the hits felt a little heavier. Iron Man felt a little better for me. Thor felt a little better for me. Cap was about the same. Black Widow felt a little different for me. She felt the better. Um, I think overall, when I was playing with Adam, I I was trying to, I think, flashback to where we were having the best time of our lives when it was that difficult. We just kept dying and we were just
Yeah,
laughing nonstop.
it was the best time of our lives because we were like, this is so terrible, but so
Right,
funny.
right. And I'm like, it's not even funny what we're doing. The next level we played was a bigger area where a city we were kind of going around, and there's like some hidden stuff we can get, and then we move on to like a corridor level. The city part of it was cool. Um, and playing as Iron Man, I think I still like the whole aspect of being able to fly everywhere and laser beam everything and shoot missiles and all that. That's great. Somebody made a dedicated Iron Man game that really made you feel like Iron Man. Not the VR one I'm talking about, just an actual Iron Man game. That would feel 10 times better than what this felt like. I didn't even get to.
Go on YouTube, type in Iron Man mod GTA 5. There you go.
And that
It's
probably
literally
plays
the
way
Iron
better.
Man suit, can fly, does everything. It's it's better than this. But you can even look up Hulk mod GTA 5. Like a a combination of this, like like making an Avengers game is a big project, and I feel like the team definitely tried to make every character feel different, but at the same time approachable, like so same in a lot of areas. I just don't think the uniqueness is unique enough for any character. Like Iron Man's cool for you because you can fly and you're Iron Man. You love Iron Man. I love the Hulk. Like you saw me. I was walking really slow in the beginning because I was like, I'm cool ass Hulk. Like I'm taking my time. Like I don't need to punch anybody until I get there. Then when I get there, I rock them. But then I got there and it was like, no, I'm just another character just playing a game. Like I just didn't feel like a superhero. Didn't feel like anything. Also, that you didn't remember a lot of the beta because you were like, "Oh, this is new," and I'm like, "No, it's not. This is not new. This
Yeah,
is the exact same
I didn't
thing."
remember a lot of it. Yeah, I did not remember a lot of it.
But it
I
was
think some
improved
things
though.
felt new to me, and I was like, oh, I don't remember seeing this. And you're like, we already saw this, we did this already, we played this, and this is the same exact thing that we did in the beta.
Yeah, AI was definitely better. The AI didn't just stand in one place when you went down. They did come to you. Because I went down a couple times. Genesis went down more than me somehow. I mean, when I was Black Panther, I was just running around like throwing spears at people and like I was having a bit of fun. I got to be honest, but it wasn't fun where I was like, man, I can't wait to continue this. I was like, oh, there's a rumor of a Black Panther game. I'll wait.
I mean, it's being made by EA. I think the problem with this game is that Eidos, if this game was not given to Eidos, it would have been it would have been something better. I think
I
if it was
don't
not
think
given to
so.
Eidos. Um, I think I think actually would have been a better game if somebody else in Square Enix took this over. Honestly speaking, I think it's the problem is that Eidos Montreal took this over and they just
Yeah.
they don't know how to make an Avengers game.
I think it could be a better game if it was made by a different studio. I think it definitely could be a worse game made by a different studio. I don't think it'll ever be like a game I'll like made by a different studio because it would be a challenge to make every character feel like that character unless you make the roster so small. Like if you make it 6 Avengers and you concentrate on them and you have a team working on this, but then you have to get the physics right for Spider-Man swinging, but it also has to work for Iron Man's flying. That's hard to do. Like, the Hulk is huge, but he runs the same speed as Black Panther when he runs. Even though his steps are larger, they're running the same speed. And it's so strange, because your brain is like, it just feels off. It just doesn't feel right. So I think the ambition of this was a little too strong. Like, I would just rather love a game where it's characters, like separate characters, and then they all come together in like a cutscene. Like, I would just, like, if Spider-Man, the Insomniac Spider-Man, Insomniac's Wolverine, and then you have the Black Panther game that's rumored, and then there's a rumored Iron Man game I saw. Like, I would just love if you play those and then they have like an overarching story where they cross over sometimes. Like, I would just love that. I don't want them all together because I don't think technology or a studio is willing to dedicate billions of dollars to make every character feel unique and different, unless it's like a massive online game. Like Avengers Scope was, it wanted to be a single player game. It wanted to be like a games as a service game, but it just was so middling. I literally can't describe how meh this game is.
We give it to Bungie.
Yeah, just don't make it.
Give it to Bungie and let them make a live service game, only no single player. Just have them do it. I'd like to see that.
Probably be better, but also like,
so.
Kevin be like, I'm still playing Destiny 2. I'm not playing that.
No, Kevin will still play
100%.
Destiny 2. Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Or Train Simulator, whichever one.
Yeah, one of the two, of course. Kevin's a big Train Simulator fan.
Bungie's Train Simulator.
Oh god.
Trains in space.
No.
It's basically Destiny 2, except Kevin's a train instead.
No.
Thomas,
no.
Thomas, the engine. The
tank engine?
The tank engine. The engine
Did
tank.
you call him Thomas the Engine?
No, it would be on the rails. Although now I'm thinking about PvP train game. Hold on a minute. This could be fun.
Well, there's that one game coming out where it's, there's an evil train coming after you.
Adam.
What?
This is what we're missing in Wreckfest. We need a train.
Kevin, I gotta be honest, I'm sure there's a mod somewhere where somebody's made a train for that game. I don't know, it's definitely not on PS5. You want an official train? Is there gonna be a track?
No,
Kevin.
That's not important.
Ooh, Kevin, if there was a track with like a train just running around in the middle of it. Oh, that'd be fun. We'd have to we'd jump back into that game.
I wonder if there's anything new for that game.
Now, I'd look it up every so often. They're like, we added new vehicles, and I'm like, great. But like, nothing insane, as far as I can tell.
What have they added?
They have a L-shaped sofa now.
What?
Ooh.
They have an L-shaped sofa.
Ooh.
Can't tell if you're being serious or not.
He's not.
A sectional, like a sectional L sofa. Like
Kevin be the only one who's able to drive it, because for some reason he can drive a sofa like no other. Because I would be like, I'm so fucking bad at it.
I see what you did there.
You sounded like I swore, right?
Yeah, but you didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, to end our Avengers topic, I mean, that was...
Highly recommend. Go pick it up.
No.
Honestly, I recommend trying it.
Give it a shot. If you like it, you like it.
If you have PlayStation Plus...
Premium.
Is it premium or extra?
Premium.
Why is it premium?
It's on premium.
Are you sure it's premium?
90% sure it's premium.
All right. Well, if you just get premium anyways, it's only $20 more than extra. Um, yeah, just if you have that, or if you can get it real cheap. Honestly, I think you'll get a lot of game out of it, but no. If it's free, just try it. Just give it a whirl. You might like it. Try a couple characters, cause you might like something about it. You might like it more than we did, but I think Genesis liked it way more than I did. I think just because he was Iron Man.
Yeah, that's really there
I
wasn't
think if you
really
take the
one
skin
deal.
away, nobody would care about this.
It's just a bunch of people with superpowers that play. If you took Avengers the name away, it's a bunch of people with superpowers, or some people with superpowers, some people with no superpowers,
Like if
and
you
they're all
take
just
Spider-Man out of like the name brand of Spider-Man, it was like a knockoff game, but you kept everything the same. That game'd still be amazing. But this, if you took away the Avengers themes and the Marvel stuff, literally nothing.
Mm-hmm. I have to agree. I have to agree. All right. Well, that's our comprehensive review of Avengers. Uh, Kevin, what you got for us
Yo,
this week?
boy, oh boy, I remember everything I got. Uh, I got a few things
Mm-hmm.
if I can remember them.
The board games is one.
One of them was Blizzard. The hell was it? Oh yeah, Blizzard. More fun for them. So Activision Blizzard is fighting back against Blizzard Albany. Didn't even know Blizzard Albany was a thing, but apparently they're the ones who are responsible for Diablo 2 Resurrected and Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remaster.
Are two
Um,
different entities?
yeah, I guess so. So Activision Blizzard is all like, nah, bruh, you like can, but you can't have a union. And Blizzard Albany's like, but y'all like signed off and everything except for like this last little bit. And they're like, yeah, that's probably how it's good. There's that fun that's happening now.
Mm. Mm.
um, there was another thing. Oh yeah. So y'all know how much I like Vampire Survivors. Well, well, I haven't gotten back to that game, but there's a whole bunch of new content in that I still have to play around with. I did try, however, another game that's making the rounds on the internet and being compared to it, rightfully so. 20 minutes till dawn. I literally played one thing of this. First impression, yeah, it's very much like Vampire Survivors, but I do not like it as much, like at all, because the cool thing about Vampire Survivors is most of the stuff unlocks through completing achievements. So you have like challenges that you can give to yourself. Um, and as you complete those, you get more things. And then those more things allow you to do more challenges. And then you complete those. And then those give you more challenges. And yada, yada, yada. Whereas this is just you get a currency and you buy things. So it's not as exciting. Um, but it's definitely fun to play. And if you're a fan of Vampire Survivors, you should look into it because that little gripe that I have is not enough to justify not playing this game for the low, low price of $3. um,
$3, huh?
three
$3.
bucks, and it's like super early in development, so there's plenty of time to add even more content into the game. Um, but yeah, so maybe next week I'll have a more in-depth review of that bad boy. But for right now, that's like my main gripe is that it was kind of like Vampire Survivors was just so much more fun to play because there was always like a new challenge, and then you would complete everything like I had a few times, and I was like, all right, well, I'll wait for the next update, and the next update comes, and you're like, ooh, more challenges, and this has none of that, so sad. And yeah, that's that. So now we'll get into some board games because I said I'm going to do that for the next foreseeable future length of episodes. Um,
Or at least the next year of content from us.
and that yeah, this year of content, if you will, these
Mm-hmm.
next 52 episodes. Um, I don't think it'll take that long, but who knows? We'll see how fast I acquire more video or board games. Um, so we're gonna kick this off with a big boy review. Oh my god, here we
Kick
go.
it, kick it right in the
We're
balls.
reviewing. Oh yes, please. We're going to be reviewing the board game Spirit Island. My favorite board game, my favorite co-op board game. This game is freaking amazing. Um, so Spirit Island. First of all, when I'm reviewing, or not, bleh, when I'm reviewing board games, I am going to include every expansion that I own or I know about with the board game. Because if you separate all that, you gonna be taking way too long. There's way
Mm-hmm.
too many episodes on this crap. So, uh, I own every expansion to date, and I'm looking to get the next two things that are releasing, which I'll go into maybe a little bit at the end. We'll see how I feel. So I'll be addressing Spirit Island, Spirit Island Branch and Claw, Spirit Island Jagged Earth, um, the Kickstarter spirits, which are released in a box now that I think is called Spirit Island Flame and Wing, um, something similar to that. Spirit Island tokens expansion, and I think that's it. Yes. Uh, so Spirit Island is a board game, a cooperative board game,
Flame and Feather,
where Flame and Feather. Okay,
or
I
Feather
was
and
close.
Flame, actually.
Feather and Flame. Okay. Um, so co-op board game for 2 to 4 players, unless you also have Jagged Earth, which then ups it to 6 players. Um, no idea if it's going to go higher. I kind of hope it does, but I also kind of hope it doesn't because those games can be long as hell if you go more than 6 people. Um, so 2 to 4 players in the base game. How long will it take? Undetermined. It really depends what difficulty settings, if you will, that you make for yourself, because you can ramp up the difficulty, or you can make it a really simple, quick and easy romp. Um, More on that later. So you are spirits that are protecting your island and its native inhabitants, which are worshiping you from explorers that have found you and are trying to settle on the island. Um, you do this by whatever spirit you pick. You have usually four, I think, two exceptions to that rule. Cards that you start out with in your hand for like your different powers and abilities. You also have some passive stuff that you can do,
Mm-hmm.
and from there it kind of is like a light deck builder where you can not really purchase cards, but like you can get more power cards for yourself, and you can choose which ones to keep and which ones you're discarding later on. You get more powerful power cards, and go. Uh, how you win is determined by the level of fear on the island, which dictates what kinds of explorers need to be eradicated from the island for you to win, or you lose if the explorers basically take over or destroy the island in a sense, without getting like too in depth on that. Um, So who are the explorers? Well, they're just random generic explorers. Unless you want to up the difficulty a little bit. You want to up the ante. Because you also have adversary cards, which can assign a real world nation uh, to these explorers. And when I say real world nation, maybe empire is a better word. I'm going back to like way back, medieval-ish, feudal times, Renaissance times. You've got things. Boy, well, I don't remember what came in what. So some of these are gonna be from expansions, but you have like the Russian Empire, the French Empire, the Habsburgs. Um, who else is in it? Poland, I think, is in there. Stuff like that. There's like 13 or 14 if you have all the expansions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then on top of having adversaries, you can also change up the game by having a scenario, or you can have one or the other. You have both. There's also rules in the expansion that allow you to face off against two adversaries at once. Um, so scenarios alter everything there is about the game. Um, it really depends what scenario you're playing. It can greatly alter the game, or it can have little minor alterations. It'll change up your win condition. It'll change up loss conditions. All kinds of stuff. And all of this is included in the base game to some sort of extent, and then expansions add even more into the mix. So replayability for this game is top notch. You will not run out of content in this game unless you play it way, way, way too much, which may happen because this game is great. Um, I would say the average playtime probably between 3 and 6 hours. Uh, so get ready to sit down. Um, but what's cool about the game is there isn't really turns in the game. So y'all, anybody who's playing can like kind of keep on talking about like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and someone else at the table's like, oh, well, if you do that, I can do this, and then someone else chimes in and is like, well, now hold on, you both don't have to do that because I can do this, and you just have like this huge discussion of like what everybody has available to them powers wise, figure out how you're gonna affect the board in the most efficient and effective way, and then you let everything proceed from there. Well, this game is not terribly difficult to learn. Adam can touch on that later if he wants to, because I
Yeah, I
introduced
can.
him to the game pretty quickly, so he can actually give his opinion on that. People, if you play board games, this is not hard to pick up. If you don't normally play board games, it might take a play or two, or at least part of playing your first game to start picking up what's going on. Um, It also, I guess, would kind of depend the spirit that you play as. Some of them are a lot easier to play right out of the gate and understand what it is that you do, whereas others get quite a bit more complex. And really, you should have an understanding of how the game plays out over time, like the general course of the game, before
Mm.
touching those spirits. But what game doesn't have things like that? Um, yeah, it's such a good cooperative game that I would say, like, will little kids be able to wrap their head around it? Probably not. But, like, as soon as someone gets close to, if not into, like, their teens, and anywhere above that, this is a great game. This is a good family game if you've got a family that likes playing board games. Um, it's, like I said, I guess reasonably long, so you gotta kind of want to play a game for that long or have somewhere to store it. Um, but Oh, and then there's like the event cards mess around with crap on the board if you're playing with those. That came in Branch and Claw, I believe it was. Um, but there's and the spirits in the game. To compare this to another widely popular cooperative game, Pandemic. Um, in a board game like Pandemic, where players are trying to stop diseases from infecting the world, you have roles that you give to everybody, or you assign to yourselves, or you randomly pick whatever. Um, Certain roles are super powerful in tandem with each other, and other like roles don't really interact at all with one another. In Spirit Island, yes, every spirit does play very differently, but there are ways for each spirit to interact with one another. You don't really have to sit there and like have this debate over, oh well, if you're gonna play this, I'm gonna play this. And if you play this, I guess I can't play this spirit. Oh, I'm gonna have to go play this. No, play whatever the hell you want. Um, there's only like two spirits that they released so far that you could make a decent argument for like you need a certain number of players in order to effectively play them, but that's really it. Um, Otherwise, you don't have to like sit there figuring out who's playing what. You can really just jump in and be like, I like this spirit, I'm gonna play it, and be totally fine. You don't need to find like those OP combinations just to pull off a win in this game. If you ramp the difficulty up, maybe, but I haven't done anything crazy difficult because even upping the difficulty moderately presents quite a challenge. Um, so I cannot recommend this game enough to really anybody. It's a fantastic board game. It has so much replayability. You can make it as easy or as difficult as you want, which is one of the coolest aspects of the game, and I really do mean that too. You can ramp this difficulty up to obscene levels. Um, and it's the rule book is written in a really nice, straightforward way, and has a lot of little like side annotations to go along with the stuff that you're reading. Um, and one of the things that it even says right in the rule book is like, don't worry, you're probably going to forget certain things. Just play the game out, like it's fine. um, there's both a lot of things to pay attention to and not a whole lot to worry about at the same time. And I know that sounds weird, but like the is super simple. It's the random moments where you have like a certain card played and everyone sits there like, how does this work? Because in that exact scenario, how you're using it, you're like, yep, yep. How does this work? And then you like look in the rule book and you're like, it doesn't really say. So how do we want it to work? And like it kind of the rule books themselves encourage you to kind of do that anyways, because they were like, no, we can't be bothered to address every like single exception. There's a decent amount that they do talk about, but like just have fun. And that's what this game has. It's just so fun. I can't recommend Spirit Island enough. Go check it out. Watch people play it on YouTube. I'm sure there's tons of videos there. Try to get yourself a copy of it if it sounds fun, because there's going to be a lot more content coming. Two new things dropping for Spirit Island. Spirit Island Horizons should be coming out in the near future. This was actually um, partly Target is partly responsible for Spirit Island Horizons being a thing. So basically, Target contacted Greater Than Games. Oh, right, I gotta talk about them too. Contacted Greater Than Games, the ones who developed Spirit Island, and was like, "Hey, we would like sell your game, but can you come out with like a simpler version? Because like, why not? And people who shop here aren't always like board game aficionados, but like we totally sell it if you made like just that, yeah, just dumb it down a little bit." And the developers were like, "All right," and um, so that will eventually be a thing. And the spirits that come with Spirit Island Horizons, it has been said by the game's developer himself that they will be compatible with everything else. And there is a fair amount of stuff in Spirit Island Horizons that is compatible with the rest of Spirit Island, but there are some aspects of how they had to go about making the game simpler, which is fine. And then the next big thing, Kickstarter, late October, I think it is. I don't remember what the countdown is at, but there is a Kickstarter that will be starting up for Spirit Island Nature Incarnate. Um, who knows what that expansion adds? There is like no information when I first found out about it,
Mm-hmm.
other than a picture of this spirit that looks like it's multiple spirits of the forest, which I'm intrigued by. Um, yeah, so, little side note as well, because I guess it kind of goes in line with reviewing the board game. The company responsible for this game, Greater Than Games, one of the coolest freaking companies to buy from. So their online store, you can buy their products and whatnot through it. But also, let's say, Spirit Island's got a lot of parts, and it's got like some super small parts too. Let's say you lose some of those parts, because maybe Kevin has done this. Um, let's say you lose some
Mm.
of those parts, and you're like, crap. All right, well, how can I go about getting them? Do I got to email you guys? No, 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 no. Email them, please. No. Go into their store, and you go into the section that says something to the effect of like, oh, order replacement pieces, and you just describe to them what pieces you're missing, and they give you examples of how to phrase that, and then
Uh-huh.
they send you those pieces. And let me tell you how they send you those pieces. I misplaced a invader card for Spirit Island and a presence token. So the invader card is like a normal playing card kind of material, maybe a little weaker, a little more flexible, a little more susceptible to being bent. Except it's like 2.5 inches by like 1.5 inches. This thing was shipped to me in bubble wrap in a Ziploc bag. And that Ziploc bag was in bubble wrap in a bubble mailer.
They make
They
sure.
take care of their products.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah,
the presents token was like this little circular wooden disc, and even that came in bubble wrap. And I'm like, why is this in bubble wrap? It's wooden. Uh, but this company's great, and on top of that, buying these individual pieces, you might be like, oh, well, how much is that going to cost me? Getting those couple pieces shipped to me was like $4, so it's also reasonably priced. Um, so yeah, I cannot really say anything more than just high praises for both the company responsible for this game and the game itself. Go check it out. Go play it. Find a friend who has it. Make a friend that has it. I don't know. Just play this game. It's fun. Adam, how was your first experience with this game?
All right, so I'm not the biggest board game guy. I like them. Kevin Moore is about that life. Spirit Island, I was very hesitant at first, but Kevin talked about it quite a bit. And then Kingdom Hearts Sean, who I know in real life, he's actually a big fan of it. That's why he mentioned it the one night. So I was actually excited to try it out. And when I showed up and you're explaining it, I was like, oh no, this is so much. And when somebody tells you a lot of rules before a board game, for me, it mostly goes in one ear, out the other, and I have no idea what they just said. I don't know what kind of card this is. Like, sometimes it gets a little too technical. Like, it's wild. So I just asked Kevin, hey, what are you playing? What's a good card that goes with that? And we then created the meat tornado, which
I'm so.
I had
He's
like,
not wrong.
yeah, I had like a clawing character or something,
Yeah,
I
you
think,
had
and you
the
had like a
cat thing
storm.
from Branch and Claw,
The
Yeah,
meat tornado.
yeah, it
and
was
I had the
basically,
hummingbird.
yeah, it was basically Kevin can transport my claws throughout the map. And we just created one section of the map where if anything entered it, Kevin would move there, and I would just claw the hell out of them. And
Yep,
it worked out really well. That I think the claw's an easier card as well, so it worked out that
it is.
way. So what I recommend is if you're playing with somebody, find a friend who knows the game, or reach out to your board game community. Go to your game shop, find people who play it, ask one of them, hey, can I team up with you and pick an easy card? Because by the end, I was like, all right, well, Kevin, you could do that, but if we go over here, I could then do this because I
Mm-hmm.
also have this card. And then I just got so into it. I
You
think
did.
Spirit
It was
Island
great.
is really good. It's probably one of the best board games I've played with Kevin, but I mean, like I said, I don't play too many, but it's a lot of fun. It went on for a very long time.
It
I'm
does.
pretty sure everybody there had work early in the morning, um, or most people there had work early in the morning. We
Mm-hmm.
started at I don't even know 6 or 7 p.m.
Yeah.
and then we ended at like close to 1:32. Like it got there. And by the end, we were just kind of making up our own rules, doing our own thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I highly recommend. It seems like a lot, and it is a lot. I wouldn't say I'm an expert, and I wouldn't say that if I went back, I would immediately know what to do. I'd probably do the exact same tactic. Hey, Kevin, what are you playing? Okay, let me try this. Do this. Okay, cool. Because yeah, it's co-op. Have fun. You're gonna have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Also, isn't there a Steam version?
There is. I
So
don't know much about it.
yeah, look into
Apparently, it
that
plays
too.
well. But that's
Because
actually a fair point.
your one friend, he was
Apparently the
talking
rule
about that.
set. Yeah, my one friend has played a bunch of it, and it helped him understand the rules. So I'm assuming the rule set's the same. There is one thing though that I know that that game does slightly differently than the board game. Um, with the Jagged Earth expansion, I think, which I believe is included in the PC game. Um, with Jagged Earth, they introduced these cards that can be inserted into the Invader deck in place of an event card deck. The PC game does not explain that aspect. So if you go from the PC game to the board game and you don't have those, like you don't experience those cards, you're gonna be like, well, wait a minute, we forgot to put those cards into the deck. They're supposed to be there. But if you're playing with the event deck, they're not supposed to be there. But it's things like that like a PC game doesn't have to like explain because it knows how to set the board game up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So board game setup, you're gonna still have to like refer to books and stuff. But the normal rule set is all present in the PC game.
Yeah, that setup is nuts and it takes a while.
Setup takes a while.
Yeah, I was not
But
involved in that setup. I was mostly like basically the annoying kid waiting to play and watching his parents set everything up and like knocking things over and moving stuff. Um, but yeah, setup takes a
I
while, but
totally
yeah, it's a lot
I
of fun.
totally forgot that we were playing with a bunch of other people though, and you just reminded me that like yeah, it really was. This is another cool aspect actually of Spirit Island is I think we were playing with five, six,
You,
five. Me, my sister, you, Brad,
yeah.
and Marie.
No, and that other guy who also was new.
Okay, so there was six. Sean.
Yeah, but your
Okay.
sister left. I don't think she played,
Oh, that's
so
right.
I
I think
think
she
it
was
was only
playing with.
5.
Yeah, I think it was five, but my
Yeah,
sister was playing along with someone until she left. Yeah. That makes sense. Um, so there was five of us. So me and Adam really just did our thing,
yeah.
and the other three were doing their thing on their side of the island. And for a while, we didn't realize that we weren't paying attention to the other players. And then we kind of looked up and we were like, "Oh, how you all doing?" And when they looked up and looked at how we were doing, they were like, "Where is everything?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about that. No, we
We
got this."
killed it all. Let us explain the new religion of the meat tornado. So
Explain,
it
please.
was just a lot
Yeah.
of fun. It was like honestly one of the most fun times I've had like in live action. You know what I mean? Like in
Mhm.
real life, like
Yeah.
just playing something because that was just a lot of fun. Um, and yeah, it was because I wasn't the only one who was learning. The other that Sean was learning,
Yes.
and he was
Mhm.
doing his own thing. And I think Marie and Brad started to team up like a little bit towards the
Yeah.
like the latter half of it.
Mhm.
But you and I kind of was like, Kevin, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm not smart, so I'm just gonna tag along. And we just went wild.
We handled our half of the island, no problem.
We destroyed.
I have if we ever play again and we want to do that again, there's another spirit. If we can get a third person, it makes that even
Hell
better.
yeah. Yeah,
Even better.
there was one turn where we had like 12 enemies, and we're like, hey, the next turn there's only gonna be like one left.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was literally a meat tornado.
Actually,
It was
I
great.
could. We wouldn't even need another one. I could swap out the hummingbird for the mists. Oh, Adam, you would
Oh
love
yeah,
that.
you were telling me about that. That the
The
because the
mist is
mist
so
can go
busted.
further and faster.
Yes, and you can literally destroy all invaders anywhere in a turn
That's crazy.
if you get set up.
Makes no sense.
I know
I
it's
love
great.
it. Yeah, highly
Anyway,
recommend Spirit Island.
yeah.
Highly recommend.
Um,
What's the total price of all the stuff with expansion and all that?
Oh.
expensive. Um, I believe the base game of Spirit Island. This is just going off the top of my head. If somebody wants to look any of this up, feel free. I believe the base game of Spirit Island is somewhere in the range of 60 to 80. Jagged Earth is probably the same price point. Branch and Claw should be about 30, and Feather or Flame and Feather, Feather and Flame, whatever it is. I don't know how much that is. Probably about 20. Uh, Oh, I didn't even mention the tokens expansion. Not something you need, but it's very nice. It's a box that has a ton more Ziploc bags than you need, which is always great when you own board games. Um, all the tokens in the game replaced with wooden tokens instead of being little cardboard tokens. Um, so it's super nice if you want that aesthetic or if you want that feel, that durability, whatever. Uh, Otherwise, you don't need that. I think that one's like $40.
I think that's the toughest thing about board games like these. If you want
They're
to get
expensive.
into them and you don't know what, like, if you don't know anything about Spirit Island, you don't know what any of the expansions are called. You don't even know what the base game is called other than Spirit Island. And you look
Right.
into it, you go on Amazon, and it's like hey, it's Spirit Island base game token pass, $55. Doesn't come with the base game,
Mm-hmm.
but it's called base game token pass.
Yeah, I don't even know what
And
that
it's
is. So
it's so like it can get like kind of nuts. Do you have like a website that you use, or is this just research that you have done on your own?
what do you mean?
Like, how do
For
you
what
know?
aspect?
Like, if you didn't, like, if you're trying to get into a board game that's been ongoing, and you're trying to figure out where's the base game,
Ooh,
where do I start?
perfect. Um, it's still difficult to find at times, but I always go to Board Game Geek. BoardGameGeek.com is the best website I have found for anything board games. They constantly have an updated section called the hotness, quote quote,
Mm-hmm.
which is like what board games are being looked at the most. Not necessarily what's rated the highest, just what's being looked at the most. They keep that up to date pretty regularly. And if you go into a board game and you like scroll through it, it's decent at like telling you, oh, this is an expansion for like a thing. By the way, here's links to those things. Or like if it is a game that has um, scratch that. If it's a game that has been remade or reinstated or reprinted, it will also tell you that. So like if you looked up the newer version of Fortress America, it would say re-implements Fortress America from whatever 1980, whatever 90, whatever whenever the first one from Milton Bradley came out, and it would have a link going to that game. Um, if a game gets like a second edition, it will have a link to the first edition of the game somewhere on the second edition's thing. Um, Stuff like that. It's pretty decent. That's where I do most of my research. Um, as far as like reviews go, if you're going to use that website, think like IMDb. If something has a 7, it's a great game. If something is higher than a 7, just go get it. Just buy that game. Don't question it. Just go get it. No.
Spirit Island, 8.4.
Yeah.
Also, they give a complexity rating of 4.05 out of 5. So they also
I
say
think that's
90 to
high.
120 minutes for playtime. Like,
See, and
go
I think
fuck
that's actually
yourself.
written on the box
It's
too,
11:59,
but
but
that's
I'm
not.
allowing it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not accurate unless you're not playing with any modifiers. As soon as you start modifying the difficulty of the game, or even if you play with a bunch of play with more players, the game is going to get longer, a lot longer.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, base game on Amazon originally 90, on sale for 72.10.
yeah,
Go for it,
but yeah,
everybody. Buy it.
it is a decently expensive game, but let me tell you, it's worth it. If you're hesitant, watch people play it. If it looks like something that you would play,
Go to your local
pick
game
it up.
shop,
There's tons of replayability. That's true too. If you have a local game shop, they have it. I guarantee you.
and they probably play it like one day a week.
Yeah, such a good game. Oh,
So,
All
it
right.
also came out the same year as the original Horizon. Fun fact.
so next
2017.
week we're gonna touch on
Mm.
another really really good game. Um, oh, actually, before we do that, before we do the preview, anybody have anything else to say?
I mean, I'm not a huge board game guy. I may give this a shot, depending on if I can have that much time to sit down and play something without my child interrupting something like that. But
Hey, wait till she turns 13. She can play too.
then, yes, then it would be
Mhm.
a lot of fun. Then it'd be a lot of fun to do that.
I'll let you know
Seems
what Spirit
interesting.
Island Horizons is like. I do plan on getting it. I'll let you know how more simplified that is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me know.
I will
Um,
also tell you that I'll be doing a review on this game for sure. Disney Villainous, one of the best family games ever made for as far as
really,
board games go. Disney Villainous, highly recommend for family, any age. Maybe I'll do that
interesting.
next week. I was thinking about Twilight Struggle. We'll see how I'm feeling.
I'm gonna do checkers next week.
No, no, no.
Mhm.
You can review
Checkers.
checkers.
Yeah, I'm gonna do checkers. Week after that, Connect Four.
My God, the classics.
Interesting. The
Anyway, hey,
classics all day long.
maybe we can do board game day for the podcast. You know, maybe
Maybe we
that'll
should
work
do
out
that.
sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. like that idea. That sounds cool, actually.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
My place
Anybody
would
else?
be a possible option for where to play.
Oh God. I mean, how?
What?
We could always we could set up a.
Oh God.
Why did you say?
No.
He's gotta leave. He's gotta leave the comfort of his house.
Yeah, what the hell? Oh God. How?
Oh God, not Kevin's place.
What was that response? That was so weird. Destinoto and I are already in the car on the way, and Genesis is like, hell no. Spraying Febreze in front of him.
No. The point of it is, when you have to take a child out of the house, that's when I go hell.
No, don't bring your child.
No.
What do you want to do? Leave her alone?
No, leave her with your wife.
But I want.
She's not part of crafting a chat. Stop adding family members. Next thing you know, you're going to be like, hey, my dad wants to promote the store. He's going to come on.
He wants to be seen on TV.
See if Kingdom Hearts Sean wants to travel to the mall.
Oh, God. All right. Well, thank you, Kevin, for that extensive review of the board game there. Fantastic.
All right. Nobody has anything else? You know what? I'm gonna open it up to the panel. Next time, does Kevin talk about Disney Villainous, great family game, or we go with Twilight Struggle, one of the best war-ish games I've played in my life.
Disney Villainous. I want to know about Disney Villainous.
I'm going to say, I could go for Twilight, because then we would have to get Destinoto to vote. Because it would be a tie between Genesis and I, which would be fun. But I'm gonna also choose Disney Villainous, only because you've talked about it a little bit, and you said Marie really liked it, or like was looking forward to it. You mentioned her with it.
No, yeah, she loves it.
Yeah.
Another game that I have all the expansions for.
Yeah, and also you called it the greatest family game ever.
Yes.
So I've played Life, so I don't know about that. I've also played Monopoly. Back when my family was together. They are no longer together. I'm not saying it was Monopoly, but I owned all the trains. That's all that
It was
matters.
Monopoly that ruined everything for you? That's what happened?
I'll tell you what. When I played Monopoly when I was younger, I would just crush. I was just one of those people where every time I rolled, I would only land on my properties. And I would I'd be the first one to like be having hotels. Everybody else is like, can I borrow some money? Like, come on. Like, my family would team up. Friends would team up. Oh, awful. That's why I don't like Monopoly. Because everyone's so mean when I play.
I mean,
Alright.
We played.
Disney
Was I mean to you?
Disney Villainous next week.
Was I mean to you when we played?
Genesis, that's the video game version, and that one sucked your dick the entire time. Every time you rolled, you got like a 12.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
Hey,
I appreciate that.
Hey, remember I was like, I'm going to give all my money to your wife. And then your wife died and gave all of her stuff to you. And I was like, this is cheating.
I like this conversation. Because you basically gave all your money to my wife. And then she died. Yeah. I like where that went. If that was real life, that would also be an interesting conversation to have.
Hold on.
I say we just move
Step
on.
back a second.
Let's just, instead of going back, let's just drive well past it. Let's just leave that back there.
I agree. I'm concerned, but I agree.
Concerned for your wife.
She's fine. She's sleeping.
Genesis, you got any topics?
I do not actually. I do not have a topic.
Whatever you guys have it.
Look
at me taking over host job now.
Oh, thanks.
I was watching Mystic's video earlier today.
Talk about it.
And
was it about like shitty cheap plats?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought it was
that's
pretty interesting. I
so
thought
that
people might have thoughts
I
on
literally
that.
clicked on the video, paused it, and then Genesis started a party. Um,
Oh,
and I was like, I guarantee you this is about the cheap plats because PS5 Trophies, Brian on YouTube, he posted something about it, and
yeah.
then the PlayStation .org, whatever that site is, the one, what the hell is that site called? Why can't I think of the site's name? The PlayStation
PlayStation
website.
blog.
Push Square.
Oh,
They put out an article and they were like, wow, like shitty, cheap platinums are ruining the store. We can't find real indie games. And it's so, like, that's been the issue for the last 10 years. Why are we again talking about it?
I think
That's what
it's
I
more so
didn't
because they're not
understand.
really like hiding anymore. They're like in
They
plain sight on the
weren't,
store
though.
as you scroll down a little bit.
They weren't hiding before. Like, you could literally load up a game from 2 years ago, and it's the cheapest thing, because eventually they do get buried. Because on PlayStation 4, there were 4,500 games by the time we reached the end of that one, or by the time the PS5
Hmm.
came out. And, like, 3,500 of those are trash. Like, I don't. This isn't new. I
I
guess
mean,
it's getting worse because that one jumping food game is keeps coming out, but a
yeah,
different
in
food
in
every
the new
time.
game section is literally a different thing for jumping or like a pickle run,
Yeah,
Snow Journey Nitro. Like there's just so much garbage headlining the store almost.
yeah, but also the reason they keep putting them out is because people keep buying them.
Yeah,
So if you want Sony to like strictly police trophies, which I wouldn't be upset with, um, like, there should be a trophy team. There should be a team of people working at PlayStation that go out and go, hey, what is your game? You cannot have a platinum. I'm sorry, but it
yeah,
literally doesn't make any sense for 3 minutes to be a platinum. There's literally a game out now called Push X for Platinum or whatever. Tap
yeah.
X for a
That's what he
Platinum.
talked about too in the video.
Yeah, that's what the article talked about. Everybody jumped on this
Yeah,
headline. Mystic,
how much?
hey, he's got
How
to
much?
get them
How much is?
YouTube views.
How much is that game?
Probably 99 cents, I would assume. Or
probably.
2.99,
Excuse
or
me.
super
It's
cheap.
Oh,
probably
I
just
gotta
gonna
look
be
at
like an X button and you hit it and
Yeah,
then
that's all it
trophy
is.
pop.
But that's literally what My Name is Mayo is. You literally just tap the mayo and then put on a different costume and then tap it more. Like, this isn't new. It's just getting out of hand because these jumping ones are coming out like 6 of them are coming out a week.
Yeah,
But there definitely should be a trophy team, and there should be some sort of like restrictions where, hey, you can't put trophies here. Also, they should implement the tracking better. It's just not what PlayStation's concerned about, because as long as games are coming out and people are buying the games, Sony doesn't care what games you're buying as long as they're getting that money. Like, if there's 1,000 people buying these jumping games, that company's probably fine. And Sony's probably like, yeah, okay, whatever. I don't understand how some indies are like, yeah, we can't get on the front page, and meanwhile, that company can get like 6 of them on the front page. That's what's concerning. But again, this is an issue that's just been ongoing, and people are only talking about it now because one person decided to complain about it, and then another person decided to write an article, and then more people started complaining about it. Like, what's going on here? It's wild. It's absolute wild. It's an issue, but it's been an issue.
it's probably a good thing people are bringing it up finally, because
Yeah,
then
but
maybe they'll actually do something about it at some point.
I
But
I can't imagine anything will change. It's not like Sony's going to come out and be like, we will remove games from the PlayStation Store that we deem inferior. Like, this is
I mean, they
something they
should.
have to do behind the scenes.
No,
Um,
they should. They should just come out and be like, "We will remove your game if we think it's shit." We are going to do it.
If you bought a scam game, we're removing that game and you can't download it anymore. Sony is now removing games. Hey, this is why you got to be physical now. That'll start that conversation. There's literally no option for Sony to win.
I think the
To
trophy
be
thing's
public
probably
about
the
it.
most sensible, like removing trophies from these.
But trophies, I hate saying this. Trophies don't matter. Most people on PlayStation aren't looking at their trophies going, wow, I'm glad I have these fake things. Like, I know I'm in the minority, and somehow I've convinced a good number of the people here to be concerned about trophies. I don't know what the hell happened. But most people who are turning on their PlayStation probably have never even looked at their trophy list.
I have.
Like, I have a friend who's never looked at his. One time I said trophies, and he was like, what are those? So.
They're what I treasure.
Well, I mean, he knows now. He knows his place.
I mean,
but, yeah, I think it is an issue, but, whatever.
The only cheap ass 99-cent trophy that 99-cent game that I bought was My Name Is Mayo, and it literally was for comedic purposes. I mean, it actually is a fun game.
Well, false.
The third one actually had some stuff.
False. You bought it 3 times.
Oh yeah, because I bought 1, 2, and 3.
Third game wasn't the third game $1.99?
Yeah, but it actually had more gameplay to it, like moving around and doing other things.
Yeah.
Not just pressing the X button.
Yeah, and I buy the Paugy games, which you could knock out in 30 minutes. But Kevin and I make it a whole thing. But then also, we were here, you can knock that out if you're following a guide in 45 minutes. Like, what's a real game and what's a fake game?
Fake game is if you're just pressing one button to win it. Real game is if it has something other than a one button.
Okay, what about Flower?
That took motion controls also.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm telling. There's a fine line between like, oh, this is fake and bad, and this is art.
Yeah, Flower's more art though. Flower is definitely art.
Art's subjective. So if you want to say the jumping banana is art, I can't say no. I'll disagree, but I can't say you're wrong because it's subjective.
They put out 12 of these games, by the way, the jumping series, and it's by a German developer.
Good for them. Make that money. Keep pumping them out.
And half of them have the turbo version.
Keep pumping them out. It's kind of like scammers. Or not scammers, kind of like scalpers. It's not illegal. Should you be doing it? Probably not, but make that money. Desinoto, any thoughts on that?
Weird how you ask him.
Well, I mean, he's the one who brought up the topic. And I don't know if he thinks that's a good apt comparison.
You're a good apt comparison.
Or it's just an apt comparison, not a good apt. I don't know what the hell that means.
I don't know. This just seems like laziness.
Ah, interesting.
But also, they are still making money, so there's that. If they're still making these asset flip games, is how Ryan characterized it.
Yeah, that's how everyone has characterized them.
Because they literally just put a different character in and they make it a new game.
Yeah. Hey, put a cheeseburger here instead of a packet of fries. Alright.
Can I be a packet of fries?
No.
No, you. Are you okay? Do you know what we're talking about?
It's disappointing.
Can't be a packet of fries. Maybe onion rings, not fries.
That's disappointing. I'm highly
I could see him as an onion ring. Just like in a loop, holding onto his feet, and then fried.
It's not bad. I like that.
He just lets out one scream. And then Kevin picks him out of it and just starts eating him. But you see his eyes still moving underneath the crispiness.
Oh, God.
Yes, Daddy, please. Please, Daddy.
No, don't please that.
No.
Maybe it's a dream or a fantasy I've had. Who knows, you know?
It's a fantasy. Oh, yeah.
Oh, look what you've done.
Yeah,
You
he
broke
did.
him.
Anybody else have comments on Desinoda's topic here, or is it just me?
I mean, the games should just, again, if they're one button to win and they have no other depth to it, right? It shouldn't do it should be a game. It should be
Yeah.
it shouldn't be classified as like something you get a platinum for. Should Sony go in there and kind of moderate some of that? I would say yes. I think they should because it is cluttering the store quite a bit. It just doesn't need to be on there.
It's actually obnoxious, yeah.
It is. It is pretty obnoxious. And the people who are making it should just not be allowed to put it on there anymore. Like, fuck you. Stop putting it on there. It doesn't matter how many fucking people are buying 99-cent
My ass on
platinums
a
or
shelf
$1.
instead, you know?
I was gonna say, your ass on a shelf would probably be more entertaining than that fucking game. Okay?
Well, they probably only took $1 to make it, so one person buys it, they'll get the money back.
I doubt they even took a fucking dollar to make it. They probably took like fucking 15 cents to make that shit.
No,
And it's so weird
the
'cause
dev kit. You got to make a
RE4
bunch of
has
them first.
RE4 doesn't have platinum. It's an actual game.
Original
PS4
RE4?
game. The PS4 version.
That doesn't have platinum?
No.
What do you... What?
Yeah. I was checking it through my list earlier today. I was like, oh, that's kind of dumb. This is a whole ass game.
That's
And
terrible.
there's only gold and silver bronze trophies.
Well, see, now this is where we can get into the weeds of things. Is how long does a game have to be to have a platinum, or is it not about length? Is it about gameplay?
I think it's about both. It's like the game has something else you're doing other than pressing X. You know, you're walking into different environments. You're playing a whole game basically. I mean, you're not just pressing X to get to the end after 10-15 minutes.
Well, then they could just put something in where you press 2 buttons.
Yeah, like they could, like, well, I don't understand. You bought My Name is Mayo, the very first one. You press X, and then you press X to go into a menu, then you press X on a different costume, and then you again continue to press X. That's literally one button. Like,
you press square to bring up the menu. You pressed X to pick the costume. Also, it had an actual story with it. There was a couple different stories. That one, there was a couple different stories.
The first one had like some word dialogues. These jumping things are the same thing. They're the bare minimum. Like, I understand we're saying like, hey, this is the problem, but then you bought the problem. So I don't know why you are saying
I didn't buy the problem. I bought the first one that gave the idea.
You then bought its sequels.
Yes, because they added more stuff in the sequels.
Not much.
I mean,
the third one. The third one, it's not a whole ass other game. It's a self-moving screen, and if you don't do anything, you can still get to the end. We just chose to do stuff.
Okay.
Like, it's a game that can play itself and still get you the platinum.
But if I...
Like, you don't have to turn. We didn't have to collect the things that changed, like, what it looked like. You literally just had to tap X.
I guess I'm part of the problem.
But then I think, hey, there's that game in Dreams where it's tap X to win. And it's literally the only button you can tap. And it's like this crazy thing. And it's so cool because it's like, yeah, it means X the button, but it also sometimes means X on the screen. And sometimes, like, it turns into a dungeon crawler towards the end. And that's a game in Dreams. And I'm like, I would pay 99 cents to play this. Should that have a platinum? I would think not. But at the same time, like, that's a whole other conversation of what game should have a platinum and what shouldn't. Like, we played that short video game recently that took 45 minutes for the platinum. Genesis. Should that have had a platinum?
What was the short game we played that got 45 minutes of platinum?
With the videos, and you had to play solitaire.
Oh, Telling Lies.
Yeah, thank you. Should that have had a platinum?
Yeah, because there's different things you have to do in the game.
Like what?
We had to play solitaire. We had to actually go into watch videos. We had to
search things by hitting X.
Yeah, there's also the square button to filter.
You can go over to that with X. Square is just a shortcut. You can search with triangle, but you can move your cursor and hit X. You can do the whole game just hitting X. Technically a one-button game.
I mean, the control stick counts as a button.
Does it though? Is the control stick a button?
The control stick is
another. It's not, but it's another thing you have to use.
It's another thing, yeah.
Now, in the jumping games, do you have to use a control stick?
No.
Interesting.
Not that I'm aware of, anyway.
Technically, no, because I could just...
Interesting. Does anybody actually know, or...?
Alright, who's buying one of them?
Well, no. Desunoda, you watched the video. Was there any type of movement?
He's dead.
Maybe he's buying one, you know?
My name is Mayo. You could... Oh. Oh, God. Yes. Sergeant? Yeah, you're spelling out his real name. Thank you very much. My name is Mayo. You didn't... I had to use the control stick because I had to go through different menus and pick the different scenarios and do all that.
Yeah, the jumping game, you do have to move side to side. You're jumping up platforms.
Oh, it's one of those?
Yeah.
Damn, I'd argue that's a little bit more challenging than My Name's Mayo.
I honestly, doesn't look like you can fail. It looks like it controls like ass, first of all. So it looks terrible. But like, yeah, you use a control stick, you have to collect coins and jump. So technically they're not one button games then.
Yeah,
if we're considering the control stick a button. Let me see if the jumping taco is one where you have to use a control stick.
Taco. Kevin, let's just put our asses on shelves and sell them on PlayStation instead.
I agree.
Ooh, it looks like the food ones, you can either press X or hold X.
Okay, so you tie a rubber band around X and you just hold it and then you get a platinum?
Yeah, you'd hold it, I'd rather tap it 1,000 times and you get a platinum. So the jumping food ones are one button. But there are other jumping games where they're like 2-minute platinums. You're going up platforms and stuff. Is jumping fries the exact same thing? Also, it looks like these are $1.50.
I like to be worth $1.50.
Yeah, I bet you would.
Right? Not a bad thing, right?
Oh, awful.
Being worth $1, I mean, I don't think being worth $1.50 is awful.
Well, I mean, I don't know what's going on with your self-worth there, but I'm not going to even look into that. Nope, I'm going to move on. I don't know what happened to Desunoto.
Hi.
Were you muted?
No, I went to get a snack.
Did you hear anything we said about your topic? We had questions for you?
I didn't hear the questions.
Great. Well, we figured them out. Kevin asked, does the control stick count as a button?
Oh.
And we said it's an input.
Yeah.
But it's not really a button. But I guess it would count. But yeah, no, the jumping food ones, you literally tap or hold X.
And is it like moving through like a course? Is that?
No, you're literally in one place, just tapping or moving it. There's ones where you tap and move side to side by jumping up, but you jump up platforms, but you can't really fail, and that only takes 3 minutes.
Wow.
But the food ones, those are literally just tapping or holding X. Now, I would say that, yeah, I would think that those can go away.
Yeah.
But will Sony jump in and do anything? Why would they if they were them?
Yeah.
Unless indie devs start complaining and going, hey, everyone's buying Jumpin' Taco and not our game. But then
Yeah, and that
also,
it's
not
not like
everyone who's going to
showing
buy
up.
Jumping Taco is going to buy Lake or any other, the Cult of the Lamb, or like any other smaller game. Like,
Mm.
but it would help with the store, but at the same time, like, how do you determine? There should be some sort of team. I think we all agree on that. There should be some sort of team being like,
Yeah.
what the hell is this trash?
Can you be part of that team?
Avita Zeng. You know what I mean? That's what I would say.
Can you apply to be part of that team? Because I think you'd be real helpful with that.
I'd do that for free. I'd do that in my free time.
Why don't you just get paid by them to do that?
I feel like they would just hire somebody more qualified.
Who's more qualified than you, Mr.
I don't know,
$120
probably
Platinums?
somebody who can, like, I don't know, change the system if they needed to. I would have to report my findings to people. I'm just saying, I don't know. But definitely a team should be there. Somebody should be there being like, hey, these are our trophy standards, and if you're not going to do this, you don't get trophies. But then most developers just won't do it. Oh,
Maybe
we'll go to
if,
Xbox. They're laxed with achievements. We'll go to Nintendo. They don't require anything.
Yeah.
You ain't wrong.
Like, why is tracking still a big deal? They still have to be tracked. The trophies are tracked. We just don't see that information. Like, why? Because Sony doesn't push that kind of stuff. Because developers will push back and go, that requires more work. That's why Xbox has a team.
Kevin, why don't we become a team of putting our ass on shelves?
Okay.
Good, right?
At what angle does my ass look like a triangle?
What are we? What shelves? Or do you mean like one of us has an ass like a shelf, and then we all put our asses on that person's shelf?
I like this idea where it's going.
Or do we all have a shelf and we combine, and then we just stand at a target and stack stuff and see if anybody
shelf.
notices?
Have we become the shelf?
Yeah, we are the shelf. We like wear red pants and like a white shirt, so people think we're the shelf.
I will say I like all this so far. I mean, I'm on board for all this.
I'm glad we figured this out.
Yes. Well.
Alright, that was a good topic. I don't know if anybody has anything else to say about Desinoda's topic. I think he was done.
No.
He walked away.
I thought that was a great topic. I thought that was awesome.
Oh, thanks.
All right, well.
Credit to Mystic Ryan.
Subscribe to him though. Keep him where he is. I like it.
All right, and with that, that is another episode of Crafting a Chat in the Books.
What?
What? There are no rumors this week. Kelsey freeze.
No. We'll have rumors next week. We'll have rumors for next week.
Sock.
Do I have a rumor?
Ray.
Do I have a rumor? Hold on.
Wait, are you here next week? Oh yeah, you are. You're not here the week after.
I actually do have a rumor. Rumor has it that there was a leak. Destiny 2's new subclass.
Did you just say rumor has it there was a leak? Wasn't there a leak?
Yeah, because I didn't see anything to confirm it.
You don't have a rumor.
There was a screenshot, but then the screenshot got taken down. It looked like a separate subclass that nobody had seen before because it was like a green. It looked like a green subclass, but there's no
Yeah.
green subclass in Destiny 2 as of
No,
right
and
now
it's
that we
highly
know.
speculated that it's going to be the next thing because of how prevalent the color green is in certain aspects of the current Destiny 2 campaign.
Right.
I'm ready.
Well, I seen the screenshot. We can't obviously we can't put it up on the chat over here, but I seen the screenshot. I think you could still find it on Reddit and stuff like that. So
Where did you
definitely out there
find it?
somewhere. Same place, Reddit. I
And
found
why
it
did
over
you
there.
just say, I think you can find it on Reddit?
I didn't look as of right now to see. I found it before on
What's going
Reddit. I
on
didn't
here?
do.
What's happening? What is this lazy ass segment of rumors? I think there's a leak. I don't know. I have a rumor. I didn't really look into it. There's green. Yeah, there was a screenshot. I think it's on Reddit. Where'd you find yours? It was on Reddit. What? What is going on here? Am I in the Twilight Zone? Hey, we're not doing rumors. Well, hold on. Maybe I remember one. Nah, I didn't really look into it, though. Well, I looked into it, but I wasn't going to talk about it. How did you pull that up so fast? I don't understand anything that happened. How did you
And
pull
with
that up
that,
so fast?
and with that,
What?
crafting Shad. Crafting Shad episode 105 is in the books. We will see you guys next week, same time, same place. Switch.tv/craftingachad, youtube.com/startingtoolate. We'll see you guys next week. Take your monkeypox vaccine, take your COVID vaccine, take your pneumonia vaccine, every fucking vaccine you can find, just take it. Become immune to the world.
I don't
Be safe out there. Be careful.
quite recommend that, but
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye, bitches.
Whoa.
Avita's on, motherfucker.